IVM.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen yaar, don't be so conservative. Yes, it's called Cyrus Says. Very excited. I'm very excited because I went to the proctologist and he says all is good. One end is okay, the other end they'll check later because during lockdown I want to see a psychiatrist because I think it's overrated, the whole experience when you're already depressed and anxious. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that we've got a huge week of sport coming up. Almost 5-7 good days for me at least. You have the Euro Cup, which is getting hotter and better, and we've got the experts to come and talk to us about that. And we have the World Test Championship on the 18th. I have spoken to our Prime Minister. I mean, it was a one-way conversation where I said, "Sir, can you give us a public holiday?" And I got some backlash for that, saying that the last 60 days have been public holidays, so F off. Well, not exactly in those words, but words to that effect. However, joining me right now, two of the greatest commentators on the history of sport, virginity, and why you need to eat egg whites.
Hi, I'm Zarina Poonawalla, host of the Empowering Series podcast on the IVM network. I happen to be a peak performance coach and leadership coach by profession, and I'm here to share with you productivity tools, life-altering techniques, and real-life hacks to help you achieve your maximum potential in everything you do, your relationships, professions, careers. So tune in every Monday to unleash your inner power. Be safe, be well, be empowered.
Let's introduce Karthik Iyer and the one and only Abhijit Ganguly, who have a show called Football Should Ball. I've written it down somewhere. It's one of the hottest running shows in the history of the world. In China, you all have huge following, apparently. And which I don't know why China.
Right next to Amir Khan.
Is he still popular? Or every time there's a break in diplomatic relations, you think they replace Amir Khan with, we'll go back to Lin Dan. Ding!
It's either Amir Khan or us now actually. So yeah. So
And this is all because of Football Should Ball. Who's more knowledgeable out of the two of you? Karthik, Abhijit? Pregnant pause? That's the question.
So I'll take cricket, let Abhijit take football, or we can do vice versa. Like it doesn't.
I think
Now, the Tom Branham versus the Bengali. For me, this is the fight of the century. I would set this up over 36 episodes and I would put the Parsi in the semi-final on one side. And I'm trying to think who I should put. Maybe a Chinese scholar like Farhan or Hyun Sang on the other side in the two semis. Wow, this would be great. You guys, the two who play the least amount of sports but know the most about it. Fabulous.
I beg to differ. I play a lot of football these days.
अकेला फुटबॉल को फुटबॉल नहीं बुलाते सर, वो बॉल बुलाते. It's completely different, that kind of game. Are you allowed to play? I don't even know. We are sort of allowed between 6 to 9.
So it started opening right now, so you can play in turf and everything. So I've been
like groups can play, but nobody know. Policeman comes with a big stick and screams in Haryanvi, half time, which is
no, and it's legal. So basically, I'm playing in Bombay only. So yeah.
We live in a time where you have to tell me that it's legal to play football. How democracy has collapsed completely. I mean, man, two adult men having a conversation where you're the boss, it's legal, we can play football. Jesus. Okay, let's get back to the main topic, Euro Cup, guys. What a night it's been. I look at these statistics I've written down. Let's just talk about that group of death first. You got Germany and France. And you want to take us through that game? Because from what I saw, Germany had more possession, 62% possession to 38, which is seriously more possession. They also had more shots, 10-1. And yet, at the end of the day, they still look like the weaker team, in spite of all these statistics. So I presume, Abhijit, you're the lead here. Or Karthik has just decided to put pressure
So
on
first of all, I would like to, a full disclaimer, I'm a huge German supporter, German football team supporter. So yeah, so I badly supported the Mannschaft.
You can be a German supporter. It's not like the parliament is in session and there's a Ganguly ko pakaro. It's not going to be like that.
These days, you never know what is presumed as what GPC saying a German supporter becomes like something else. So that's why I want to.
Well, 3 of our friends from JNU got bailed today, no? Or yesterday, so it's all good.
Yeah. We are already heading there. So, so yeah, but basically, honestly speaking, it was kind of expected only that because France team and pace. So even though Germany had a lot of possession, it's about what you do with the possession. So France had the clear-cut chances. They had two more goals ruled out because of offside. So yeah, it was a dominant display from the people who were expected to win. So yeah.
But if you look at the bare statistics, Karthik, please jump in here. It looks like it's
Yeah, you're right, Cyrus. Here's the
against
thing.
the run of play, France won. But I saw the game and it never looked like that while watching the game.
It doesn't look like that. Here's the thing: the three things that Abhijit said about the own goal and the two disallowed goals, none of them are described in the stats that you're reading. So that means the stats really doesn't work. You need to watch 90 minutes of action. You need to watch 90 minutes of Mbappe running like a road runner.
Too good.
The only reason he's offside is probably just too quick for his own good. That's why he was offside. Yeah, he was brilliant.
How can you, that's a huge question to bring up. How can you be unquick? You know, because you're fastest 30-40 meter runner in the team in a sense. You can't break. I mean, people always think if you only was 1 inch behind, which you see on screen. How does it? You can't do
Yeah.
that. You're going full tilt and you're trying to score. That's a sprint moment in footy. But let's,
There were a
let's get
couple
back
of chances where Mbappe, like the Hummels last ditch sliding tackle.
You're looking at 5 love against your favorite nation in your
If
mind.
they're dominating, how do you defy like what just happened or not happened? So yeah, France.
No, so sorry. No, I'm just trying to think. Again, see, I don't think I should not be asked to talk about football. I only enjoy it. I can't really. It's not like cricket for me. It's like the girlfriend versus the wife. I won't tell you who's who. But coming back, at my age, can I afford a girlfriend? Coming back, it just felt like Germany was maybe, in spite of these stats, was a little tentative. You always felt that they were I wouldn't use the word defensive, but the team which felt they were below the other team. In a sense, when like an under 19 playing under 17.
I would say that I was decently pleased by the German performance because if you remember, the last international World Cup, was horrible for the German football team. So there were huge suspects on how good would Germany be this time around. And although they in their, I think, practice matches, they had a 7-1 drubbing. They scored 7 goals against some team. So yeah, it was.
They also lost to North Macedonia.
Yeah. So it was a little. I was a little suspect on how good or bad the team will be. So I was, but decently pleased with the performance all over. So I mean, Germany played decent, but of course, France is the best team in the world right now. Their loose immigration policies have made them a really great team.
This is the typical Indian philosophy that I remember growing up in cricket terms. When West Indies would beat us, it'd be okay because they're the best team in the world. 80s, 90s ki baat, obviously. But, you don't lose to the other teams. So you allow that rider.
They were already the best team and now they've added Benzema to the mix. So it is insane, like what all they can do right now. It's scary, really. France is too good. As I'm saying, that's the biggest point towards loose immigration policies is France football team.
This is a racist comment if I've ever heard one, bro. The one thing that brings the country together is the fact that they have colored people, ethnic people, whatever you want to call it.
Not just in terms of if I can say that black people, I'm not saying that. I'm saying in loose, like France is generally known to have a very loose immigration policy, and that has helped them a lot in footballing terms at least. Wow, you made me feel like such a bad guy suddenly.
Yeah, what the hell are you saying? Because they're so flexible, now they've got North Africans everywhere, they've got Africans everywhere, and they've got just 3 Frenchmen from.
I'm not talking about just Africans, I'm saying in general.
So which Chinese player or Chinese descent players in the team? Go on, I'll wait for 5 minutes. Mr. Football Expert. You can't get out of this one, bro. You're really upset with France, aren't you? You politicize the issue. Can't they say something? He's screwing up football.
There is a school of thought where players like Karim Benzema are criticized a lot in France by the far right in the France there. And it's not just Benzema. I'm using the example because he's probably the most prominent.
It goes back to Zidane.
It does. It goes back to Zidane. But now, and I've been reading a lot of articles by a lot of much greater writers than us in the Western world who
You bloody sarcastic Indians.
who were pretty much saying that, I mean, this has helped in inclusiveness in French society. There are issues everywhere.
Thank you, Karthik, for saving me over there. I think Cyrus was just outright trying to cancel the hell out of me. Thanks a lot.
I understand the subtle layers that Karthik is trying to get into here, but the fact of the matter is on the front, if you look at it as a headline, the fact that they have different ethnic sort of combinations in the team makes France look good. And France has very strong policies towards, no tolerance of strong religious sentiment and all that. If they've gone the other way, compared to say secular India, who allows, I will start a religion, 3 of us can start a religion and we'll do whatever we want in 5 minutes here. So on the face of it, it's nice that they have those. I know Benzema, let's leave him aside because there's a lot of controversy over that return, etc. And that's another issue. It goes, I think, a little beyond race.
The whole child or something.
Yeah, that's about let's not get into it. That's another show for another day. But so I kind of
We always talk about that a little bit, don't you think so? Even Kangana, not every time we are talking, somehow that comes up.
but Abhijit, are you finding a negative spin to the fact that they have other ethnicities and other?
No. There's nothing. That's what I'm saying. It's helped them so much. Like that's the joke. Firstly, I was saying that in a kind of a light way, but that's a thing that I'm saying that has helped.
सोच के बताया वकील ने बात की
That is, हाँ, अचानक से मुझे क्या
वकील ने WhatsApp लगा दे immediately.
Yeah, there's no wakil. There's just the wife
You see on TV
googling.
side, the sharpness. Yeah.
There's no wakil. There's the wife googling legal implications. So yeah, but it's obviously helped them a lot in terms of football, and they have the best team absolutely in the world. So yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I put it this way: 200 years ago, there was no guy called Mbappe in France. I mean, that would not be a common name. But now there will be plenty. Let's move on to Portugal, because a little controversy there as well off the field. We'll come to that later. First, is he the best? I mean, two in a few minutes.
No, not at all right now. How can we see Mbappe play like that and say that?
Karthik's reaction is totally different. But go ahead.
See, I'm not talking about if you're saying right now or we are saying like one of the greatest and all that. That I'm saying right now the best
No,
footballers.
one of the greatest he's already achieved.
Exactly.
How can you deny him that? I'm saying right now at 36 with his six-pack abs or whatever, because
See,
he doesn't
here I'll
drink.
tell you, Abhijit doesn't like him. This is a tweet liked by him yesterday. Okay, and this is a Coca-Cola bottle with Ronaldo. I found it funny as well.
It's hilarious.
I literally, this is a screenshot that I've shared with groups based on a tweet that he's liked and from the last night. So yeah.
So
Doesn't like French people of any color. Doesn't like Ronaldo. Just likes the Germans. That was very strange. This man. Yeah, his connections. Yeah, we'll have to set that up a little bit though. So just before the match, he had a press conference where Ronaldo. If people can take a look at that video, I don't think we have time now to put it up. It's a short one. He sits in front of the podium, and there are two Coca-Cola bottles. He immediately sees them, and he almost violently takes them away, and then picks up the water and says agua loudly, like, no to Coke, agua. And of course, jokes are, yeah.
Here's the thing, right? The internet doesn't forget. So immediately following that, there are photos of Ronaldo when he was slightly younger as part of some club. I think it was United, being sponsored and holding Coca-Cola cans and advertising for Coke. So he may have changed. He may want you not to think that he drinks Coke anymore.
Hey, bro, I'm looking from an Indian political point of view. I mean, if you're on the TMC one day, then you go to the BJP and you go back to the TMC. I mean, that's okay. They can show pictures of you in the BJP and you can say, yeah, kuch ho gaya us din, bimar tha, COVID, whatever. And for that reason, the Ghar Wapasi is going on as we speak. So, but I wonder whether what you're saying is correct, which is as he's evolved, suddenly this cold drink, he's talked about his kid. If you go through the whole thing, Junior, how Cristiano Junior, he just doesn't allow him to drink cold drinks. I mean, one of the richest kids in the world. Not like our kids who are like, Daddy, paisa hai Coca-Cola ke liye? Hey, here it's like fridges.
abs mark, crunches mark, 50 crunch mark, pani milega.
And no fried food.
But here's the thing I wonder now. And again, if I can take it slightly more seriously here, will Ronaldo be fined for this action? Osaka didn't do one of her duties during the French Open, which was supposed to be going to the media and speaking to them.
Correct.
Seemingly insignificant, but she was fined and
You disrespected the sponsor.
correct. So now I really want to know if Ronaldo is going to be fined by UEFA, because he brushed aside
Nothing but Osaka, you've convinced me. No, he's right.
UEFA is already in a lot of trouble because of the Denmark game.
He can't be bigger than the game. But I'm saying that, when you look at it, money is paid and they are getting paid because capitalism sort of is part of football. It's not like they're doing it for free. It's an NGO called Portugal, and he's helping them. It's not that. Although it looks like that sometimes in the old days. But I mean, he can't have it both ways, bro. He's a multi-millionaire, and okay, he doesn't want to endorse, so don't endorse it. It's there. Don't point to it. But the sponsor, I just think that's part of the deal, guys. Tomorrow, as a comedian, if Johnny Walker is sponsoring your shows, you can't just turn around and push the bottle away. I mean, Abhijit is not even answering.
See, first of all, Ronaldo is Ronaldo. Ronaldo is like he can do a lot of things and he can get away with.
He's bigger than football.
I mean, I won't say bigger than football, but he's definitely.
I think Karthik is spot on, bro. If Osaka is fined for what is a formality, which is part of the entire tradition of the game, and they said, okay, listen, it's like being a member of a club. You want to follow the rules or not? She didn't. So they took whatever. She took action herself. But here, he's done something where he's disrespected his sponsor, literally. I mean, it's a very violent act here.
Yeah.
He can't do more than that. And then you seeing Agua, an idiot like me can follow that he's promoting water and saying no to Coke.
But I think most of the people, even with Osaka, were on her side. Like, everybody was against the authorities, and everybody was of the view that if she's not in the mental space to do that press conference, it's great.
Then don't play tennis. You're earning $100 million a year, the number one paid female athlete of the world. You're loved by all races because of your mixed ethnicity, the thing that you like the most. I mean, what are you talking about, man? Don't play.
Never.
If you're not a mental space,
Never get it go.
The great Viv Richards went to a psychiatrist in the Australian tour in 76. It's okay. If you're not ready, you do whatever it takes. I don't know. Are we being insensitive, Karthik?
If a person is willing to play but not take a press conference, is that something that you should not be like they should be lambasted for?
Yes. Tennis is run by everybody, no? It just can't be run by the three great players of their generation. So I don't know. This is my personal belief, is that these guys their fragility, they're taking too far. You know, I mean, come on, bro.
I mean, even if that day they don't feel well after the match, if somebody does not feel well, I mean, situations like that definitely do happen, that they do skip a press conference. So why would...
That's a physical issue on the spot where, okay, he got injured or whatever and he can't talk or he's out of breath, or this is different. This is something where she's had time to think. She's not in a great space. She's feeling anxiety, negative, depression. She suffers from depression. Probably she's been watching our podcast. You know, the woman just doesn't seem to recover. So I don't know, man. And Cristiano doesn't know what he's doing. The biggest name in the business.
He knew exactly what he's doing.
Exactly. But there's a little arrogance there also in his righteousness. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Let's just give a decision now. Out.
But I would think that if you're trying to go against Cristiano, don't just keep guzzling cokes. Yeah, if anyone wants to make a point, please don't go and start downing cokes tomorrow. It is probably not the best for your health.
All Messi supporters are killing themselves.
So Coke can pay Messi. I think you guys are great on this one. Coke can pay Messi all their budget for advertising, because you know it will be superb. It'll become like India Pakistan. You'll just get a huge effect. It'll probably go in their favor with all the Messi supporters across the world, including India, downing Cokes and saying.
Would that be hilarious if Messi makes a shift from Pepsi to Coke right now? Wouldn't that be so friggin' amazing?
Why can't he do both? Maybe they can come to an understanding. In the words of Martin Luther King, I had a dream where people can drink different colored bottles of Coke and Pepsi. Oh, the same color anyway. Yeah, okay. Let's get back to the game though. So 3-0, was there a fair indication, or did they get lucky with a couple of goals?
Cyrus, 100% stadium was filled. That was the only thing I remember from the game. Budapest was
60,000 people
rocking. I was watching it. I mean, we're here, three of us in India. I was watching it, and I was like, my mind boggled. Like it's in this world, it's not too far away, Budapest. Maybe a few of us, maybe not us, but some people from here could have afforded to go and watch the game. And it was brilliant to see.
They're both words we hear all the time, now Buddha, pest. We hear it all the time in our culture. But I get what you're saying. It's about the game, then it goes beyond the match. Just the fact that football's at its finest, one of the great icons, performing at his best, and 60,000 people watching Hungary return and get humiliated. But that's beside the point.
But they did not really. The scoreline does not suggest what actually. Yeah, yes, sir.
That's what I asked you. So you would say Portugal got lucky with that score. Would probably 1-0 or 2-1 would have been a better. Yeah.
They had till 80th minute. It was 0-0, and obviously the crowd played a huge factor because they were completely supporting the team, and Portugal were looking really frustrated. And I don't know. It's a group of death. Let's see how Germany versus Portugal turns up. That's one I'm really looking forward to. So yeah.
France, Portugal. How do you rate that one?
I doubt France. Yeah, France, because of certain factors. I won't say any, but they might just. You're
not going to get a visa, brother. Whatever the color of your skin and religion, you'll not get a visa to France. Karthik, what's your take? You think France is so dominant?
I think the only way they can lose, and France, they are always close to this, is if they self-implode. They've done this before. They've done this in 2002. They've done it quite a few times when Anelka went and left home. And there's a chance here because Olivier Giroud is already saying that Mbappe doesn't pass to me. Mbappe is giving press conferences to respond to him. When Mbappe does not give press conferences, it's something that we're familiar with. He hasn't given one.
It's a couple days sort of situation.
He hasn't given one in 2 years. And he suddenly comes in the press conference and says, I was very hurt by what Olivier Giroud said. Benzema missing a few chances yesterday. I don't know. Maybe there is something that will build up there and that won't be the best.
You're again coming back to his point that they aren't united and that the politics will divide them.
I think that's the only way they're not winning this tournament. I think they're going to win it.
I really doubt that'll happen because again, it's not a fresh kind of a team. It's a very well-oiled machinery. They have had the same team for a lot of years and won tournaments already. So I really doubt that'll happen. Honestly, Oliver Giroud will not even Like, he's a great guy. I really love what he, like, the kind of goals he scores. It's amazing. But most likely he won't even feature in the playing 11 unless it's a dead rub or kind of a match. So I genuinely doubt that will ever happen. And with the players that they have, especially with the defense, that also, like, everybody's talking about Mbappe, Benzema, and everybody, even their defense is rock solid. And bloody Kante can just, N'Golo Kante can just run like forever and ever and ever and still not feel tired. So that guy, I think, was single-handedly responsible for Chelsea winning the Champions League. So
it's a depressed tribute. If you listen to the tonality, there's a depression. It's almost like one of those Bismillah Khan or something performing. There's a sort of sadness to the greatness of this French team, which he's already brought down at peg after peg in terms of politics, racial divides, other issues, and now petty politics amongst the stars. Not stars, but one big star and a lesser star. Let's go wrap up the Euro Cup. We want to talk about cricket as well, and we only have a few minutes. Which other teams excite you? This is one group, but what you've seen so far, if you had to punt.
In general, can I ask you guys, how are you finding Euro in general? Because for me, before yesterday, all the matches were seeming very subpar. Like, only yesterday I felt like, okay, now the quality was...
The Dutch game, Ukraine game was great.
Dutch Ukraine game was great. Sorry, yeah, that was great. But England team...
Now you'll tell me about the ethnicity in the Dutch team. Come on. Start.
I'm saying England, Croatia, and all that.
Why can't India do that? Why can't we borrow 2 Croatians, pay them lots of money? I'm sure the time will come. Why can't we have 4 or 5 foreigners who become Indian? They marry here or whatever.
Garvapsi.
Garvapsi sort of thing.
Yeah. We almost did that with the Australian cricket team after IPL when they could not go back thanks to Australians.
Yeah. You play for Gujarat, you play for Vidarbha, you play for Andhra. Yeah, good point. But just give me your top 2 or 3 because it's early days still. It's a month-long tournament. So I know France, both of you guys are saying France is, and everybody knows France is right there. Who else? Portugal, defending champions?
I'm going to say Italy. I saw them in that first game. Turkey was supposed to be dark horses, and they just brushed Turkey apart. And I really like Italy, and I think they're a good side.
And they've got a point to prove because they've been humiliated in the last 5-7 years, missing out on big tournaments, etc.
Yeah.
So you think that plays a part? Because it's culturally such a big part of Italy.
Italy always does great after scandal, humiliation, or something like that. So Italy, historically, Italian football team has always done great in situations like this.
So France, Italy, third pick.
See, the thing
Portugal, of course, has to be.
Dark horse कौन है? Dark horse कौन है? Who's the against the run of play?
Portugal, Netherlands, Italy, France. In चारों में कोई जीतेगा. This, like, dark horse would be one of those Serbia, Pervia, Russia. I mean, with all due respect, but one of those.
Yeah, has Delhi done this to you, Abhijit? Look at the way Karthik talks and the way you talk. I mean, he's also arrogant, but there's a civilization to it.
I'm not arrogant. What are you saying? I'm not arrogant.
You're like a Gurgaon boy now. What is that? कुछ चुतिया लोग हैं नाम क्या देश का वो है कुछ वो जी left पे आते I mean, come on, disrespectful, bro. They're giving the greatest tennis player I think of all time now with 19 Grand Slams and time to come. And what a guy he is. I mean, what a guy he is. Really 2 down. And then he comes back and he wins in the canter towards the end. You know what I mean? That guy is superb. What is quick segue there? You think he'll out? Look, he's 34. He's got at least 2 good years left in him, it looks like. He'll probably go past that 20 mark. And do you think it'll be fair to say that this is the greatest player we've ever seen, or you still go with Federer and Nadal on clay, or what?
Honestly, I already think it's fair to say that he has a better head-to-head record over the 2 of them, unless we're not counting the likes
exactly.
But then we can go back and I don't know, I wasn't born then, but my dad used to tell me, and I watched videos, Bjorn Borg seemed to be...
Lord Laver.
Yeah, Lord Laver, Bjorn Borg.
But Bjorn Borg, 2 surfaces. Okay, 3 surfaces.
Head-to-head is not fair to compare because they were past their peak when, like, Djokovic's peak is basically...
Djokovic is 1 year younger than Nadal.
Yeah, here's the thing.
No, I'm talking about Federer.
Federer is 13. He'll be 40 in August.
Yeah, he'll be 40.
I mean, he really should be playing the Masters.
Dude, how much we guys should be rooting for them just for, like, these guys beating the, like, 22-year-olds and making them run around in some...
I'm upset because Federer inspires Indian politicians not to give up their seats. वो तो 40 पे जीत जाता है, बेंचो मैं भी कर सकता है. And they continue because of these examples. But I'm a huge Federer fan. But Karthik, come on, yeah. How can we? This guy quietly lets the press go on saying greatest of all time, and he has to pow to them a little bit, sometimes a little cheekily. But at the end of the day, he's quietly climbed up that ladder, and on all 4 surfaces, the record is unblemished.
Yeah, exactly. And he's an all-surface player. And the other thing is, I love the fact that he openly says, "I'm after these records." records. He's not like, oh, we are all three great and okay, we are all at the equal footing. He says, I want to break the 20 Grand Slam record and I want to win this calendar Grand Slam with an Olympic medal.
And even in the beginning of the first lockdown, when he organized that Baltic referees had no work, and for that area, he organized an exhibition tournament, and it was called, the COVID was spread, and they all got it, etc. It was called names. His heart is in the right place. He does a lot of charity. He's very cheeky and all that. I accept.
Yeah, but
that toe was fine. The Atria toe was fine. He shouldn't have danced topless in a pub during the same period of time and taking videos with Sasha Zverev and everyone else. That just seemed odd and off at that period of time.
And also, he made some anti-vaccination statements or something. No, he got a lot of flack for some anti-vaccination statements. Yeah.
According to Ronaldo, he was drinking Coke. That was the cause. They won't be friends. Anyway,
but greatest of all time, according to me. I've loved Djokovic since 2009. So I'm not.
And he's a German Shepherd lover. So for me, that's another 20%.
Oh, nice.
There you go. But Ganguly is very depressed today. He's not gotten over Mbappe in France. He just can't believe
it's a German.
These people don't look alike. How can they play for the same team? Hamara jaisa nahi hai. Are you crazy? We are the most racist country in the world. We can't point fingers at anyone.
I'm not saying those things, Cyrus. I'm not saying those things.
I want you to listen to your podcast, listen to your awaz, okay? Your tonality and what you're saying. You're showing a lot of respect to France, but your tonality is depressed. It's almost like, we've lost the war. China has already invaded, and you're saying, but they're a good country.
Yeah, I think we can give him a pass because of the result yesterday. I think that is, he's true German. Yeah.
I'm very sleep deprived right now. And after a very sorrowful, if you wake up late at night and see your team lose, it's not a great feeling. So, yeah.
And then with less sleep, you wake up and you see Karthik and me, and you're like, "What the hell life is this?"
Both wearing the same color T-shirt, So I'm,
Mine is a free shirt. I just wear free clothes. Let's get to cricket because we have to take a break fast, guys. WTC World Test Championship, 18th. The two best. I think it's fair. India has almost lost nothing except New Zealand at home. And New Zealand packs a punch. They fight or they punch above their weight, so to speak. What is this talk? Karthik, you've got on mute for some reason. What is this talk that people are saying that New Zealand will be better prepared with the two tests they had against England?
Absolutely. That's absolutely true. Everything is so stacked up against the Indian team. I mean, it's absolutely true. Because New Zealand already been there for...
He's just in the mood, yeah.
For two matches. That is absolutely true, but it's so against the Indian
Kushi ki baat nahi hai.
But yeah.
I'm just waiting for Abhijit to say New Zealand have an opener who was born in South Africa who just debuted and scored a double century. And that is why
I genuinely, that was a major point I wanted to say. But after the whole France discussion, I was thinking to skip on it. But thanks for pointing it out.
I'm telling you. You can be a card-carrying member of the ruling party today. You go to the office, some of the philosophy is mirrored. You don't have to worry. Just go there. Okay? Aeroplanes were made in Vedic times. We have the...
What is all this? Any white person can play from any white country behavior. This is ridiculous. One day they turn up from here.
Kripaya jaan dijiye. The views of Abhijit Ganguly are his views alone. Karthik and me are absolved from that. We are not involved in this thinking. We believe in the sport. It's just great players from both sides playing against each other. Yeah. But having said that, Conway, Wagner and Granholm. Yeah. So that's three. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. So, but this is absolutely stacked against India because only one match is also ridiculous. So, if it would have been at least 3 test matches, you still have time to get the first 11 also, right? Because right now it's almost a gamble. You have to, what is the first 11 you go with? It's definitely stacked against India. But
the lottery in Southampton in Aegis Bowl, they say that if it's cold and windy, that first session becomes difficult for batting. So then if you bowl first and suddenly you're 40 for 6, that team is going to have trouble coming back. So these kind of things are there, but then that works for both teams. So I suppose you can't really complain. You lose the toss, Virat Kohli has lost more tosses than anybody in the world.
Virat Kohli is definitely going to lose the toss. That's not even up for debate. He's for sure.
He should just say, "Aap decide karke mere ko batao." They should end the matter. 10 minutes of our life saved also.
Mentally be prepared that whatever they want to do, they're going to get the opposite. So yeah, they're absolutely.
Hater of Mbappe, may I request you not to lose heart?
I love him. Yeah.
we've got the unbelievable superstar bowling attack. Our bowling attack is now second to none at the moment. And in English,
the issue is just one match, and you have to get the playing 11 right. They have had 2 attempts to get their best 11 also. So that's
true. And their openers are on song. Yeah.
And he's right about the fact, like, because these two matches, they've decided that Mitch Santner is probably just not good enough in English conditions.
Yeah.
So they've gone and gotten Ajaz Patel. Santner will not be playing the WTC final.
Yeah. Well, I think they may not even play a spinner. It depends on whether they say it spins in the 4th and 50, but what's the point of playing the spinner to the Indian bowler?
But there are people in India who are saying they should still play Jadeja, Ashwin both.
Yeah. So what do you all think? Do we play both or?
You got three, so you bat Pant at 6, then you play the two spinning all-rounders, and then you have 3 seamers. But most likely we'll play one spinning all-rounder, which will probably be Ashwin, and 4 seamers.
The Pant at 6 means Vihari doesn't get a slot in the side.
Vihari doesn't get a slot in. And that's so unfortunate. And so what about Washington? What did he do wrong? I mean, for me, he was the heart of that victory. Washington was absolutely, I mean, he's cool, composed. He was a different type of India, the way those guys batted. Shardul with his chest out.
Who are the 4 pacers playing for you?
You can't touch Ishant in these conditions, I don't think. And they want to give Umesh because of his 150 plus. They want one really fast bowler. So they've gone for Umesh. They've already gone for him in the 15. So he's like from left field. And then that leaves you with Mohammad Shami. You can't touch him. He's the best swing bowler in India.
So Siraj has to play, yeah.
Because it's swinging conditions and he's India's only swinging bowler amongst all these.
Ishant, you got Ishant and Mohammad Shami for that. You've got Jasprit for everything. He doesn't really swing it. And then you've got the one and only Umesh for just pace. What's the point of taking him in the 15? You're taking Umesh because you want run really quick bowler.
Raj has been India's best bowler for the last 6-7 months.
I sort of agree with you, but Ravi Shastri clearly is thinking, I want one impact bowler just for if the wicket juices up a little bit. I don't understand why they put him in the 15 otherwise. It makes no sense. Why drag him in?
I'm certain Siraj for me is definitely Bumrah. Honestly, he's great, and for what he has done and everything, we all know that how good he is. But Siraj for me has to be the first pick because of the fact that it's swinging conditions. He's India's only. Everybody else is mostly a seamer, and he has to be.
I can't see a team sheet after Virat. I can't see a team sheet where the second name is not Jasprit in all 3 forms. At the moment. It's like Ambrose. You can't just drop Ambrose from a West Indies team in the 90s. It just won't happen.
I think Umesh Yadav is not making the cut.
Yeah, Umesh may not make it, but I don't understand why they put him in the 15 because they had to give that 15 up yesterday. And after which we cannot touch the 15. That's because we have a jumbo squad, right? So they wanted the 15 and their 15, and from that you make the actual 11. So why put him in the 15 if you're not going to try to play him? He's not a cover bowler.
So that way, there will always be 4 people in the 15 who will not play in the 11, right?
Thanks for the match. Listen, Baba, you've had a bad run today. You go back to sleep. Really, honestly, bro, you're being mean. All because of France. By the way, my honeymoon was in France, and that was only because my wife was working on Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham as a photographer. So she got a free ticket. So cheap me, middle class brochure that I am, I said I have to pay for only one. This is the best honeymoon. As it turned out, I was alone for most of the time. Sorry for another day. Let's take a break, guys. This has been lovely. When we come back, Silvery hates sport. You can tease him as much as you want.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank the sponsor on the network this week, Credence. Thank you so much for making this possible. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus was joined by actress Shreya Pilgaonkar to talk about her career in acting. On Begin the Journey, Ashish Vidyarthi lists down the modern concepts of friendship and how one can choose the right friend circle in life on Begin the Journey. On The Habit Coach, Ashton Doctor was joined by Aisha Bilamoria to talk about running and developing an athletic mentality. Farhad and Sunitra are joined by LGBTQ workplace advocate Suresh Ramdas to discuss the new normal in queer relationships on KBCD. On Tere Mere Raaste, Keshav Chaturvedi takes us to the riverbanks of Banaras and describes the soulful mornings to us. And finally, on the Positively Unlimited podcast, Chetna Chakravarti takes the fear out of the word responsibility. And with that, let's get you back to your show.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me. All right. Silvery, welcome after the break. Well, I grab my Coca-Cola. Cheers.
Hey, hi guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Antriksh.
Did you watch France versus Germany?
Oh yeah, I loved it. It was. I was like, it was going to be a close match, and Germany was going to win.
Best moment for you?
Then that Germany had much more possession than France, but they were still the weaker team. And I'm like, what?
He only heard the first 5 minutes. That's why he must have mentioned
that. Oh man.
I still had hope till the time Timo Werner was put in. Then I was like, chap to gaya chalo. Timo Werner is the biggest klutz. All due respect, I get it. He's definitely not scoring or doing anything. Like his couple of passes when he just like in the match. It's so funny to see him play. It's so cute. It's like
What would happen to Germans or European footballers if they know that somewhere in India, the Indians who are world rank 114 were criticizing them and making fun of them and scornfully talking about them from their living rooms?
Then, Cyrus, what will happen is they'll come to India like they did during Baichung Bhutia's farewell. They'll
Uh.
beat us 4-0 before halftime, and then they'll decide to ease up. That is the way they take their.
I went to see that match, by the way. I went to see that match in Delhi.
But you said they eased up after halftime. I thought they were easing up through the whole game.
Yeah, you're
It
probably
was like
right.
the guy was texting on the side while kicking the ball and that kind of thing. You know?
No, with Brazil also this happened.
But the older team came, no? They were all oldies.
No, when they beat them 7-1,
Yeah.
so it was again 4-0 and something, and they had a team talk during the halftime where
The Indian crowd might beat you up.
these are the host station. Please don't go that batshit
Ghar
crazy.
jaane ka ya nahi? That was the talk.
But Schuler apparently missed that team talk. So he went on in the second half and scores
Yeah.
2 goals.
Too.
And
Yeah.
it was
Maybe he's a foreigner who doesn't speak Portuguese. We couldn't understand what the Brazilians were saying. Yeah, your point exactly. No, but I coming back to cricket and that point that you mentioned, when Dean Conway spoke at the press conference after man of the match for the test where he made a double century, or man of the series after the thing, his Afrikaans accent is still there. So that is when you hear that, and if you know your cricket and you know your accents and all that, it just immediately, because from the New Zealand lilt to the South African harder, slightly more guttural tone, you start wondering, what the hell? So, Mr. Ganguly, I accept what you're saying a little bit, but global. I mean, MNCs work everywhere. We work everywhere.
And it's a free-flowing border. This Sam Curran from Zimbabwe comes and play. It's so annoying. Like, what is all this?
The mother is from England, so that allows them to claim citizenship. And
I'm not saying that obviously there are technical aspects. I'm not saying they should not be. But
No, you're not founding Congress anymore. I'm just telling you. You've gone from
with France, it's a different thing. With France, I'm fine with it's a cultural thing. It's immigration that is loose. But this behavior is ridiculous.
We have Aymeric Laporte, who is French, whose grandmother is Spanish from the Basque region, suddenly decides after 5 years of trying to play for France to switch to Spain. There's a brilliant video where he didn't sing the national anthem too well. So there's some kid who's singing Despacito, and the post is like Laporte singing the Spanish national anthem. That's hilarious to even imagine.
it's a profession first. All this nationalism comes second.
But you know that, Cyrus, right? A lot of these Brazilian players are also now going to be playing. Already, some of them have played for China and all that. So that's also cool. That's also fun. Isn't it funny?
There are laws in place. It's the same thing about whether Osaka should attend. I'm saying just follow the law. We have to just be grown men about it after some time. If they follow the law, the grandmothers from the Basque region or whatever the hell, that gives them the Basque region where they're trying to separate every 5 minutes. That gives him which is so ironical. And then it gives him a right to play for Spain. I mean, imagine if they did separate while he was playing.
Yeah, he begged to be selected for France, and he just refused. Like, they selected him once, he got hurt. So, I mean, what do you do, right? I want to play the Euros.
I'm just trying to think which Indian can play for another team. Problem is, we should have a choice. Who's struggling to stay in the 11?
I think immediately after partition, that happened with a lot of cricketers who used to play for India and continued playing, and after that played for Pakistan. That happened.
Mohammad Nisar, fastest bowler they say ever from the subcontinent. Silvery, why are you nodding? The hell are you talking about?
I'm agreeing with you guys. Perfectly great points.
I one last thing, because I want to get the call. You didn't say who'll win. You all said that New Zealand has better luck on this one and going in with better form. But can we win or not? So honestly, who's going to win?
I'll say 2 matches. I also want to say that the women's test starts today. We're playing after 7 years. We're talking about 3 test series for men. The women haven't played a test match in 7 years. So go watch that versus England. I would think.
And Karthik, if you want to play for the women's team, you have to shave. Huh? This is not going to do.
Yeah.
You open with we're playing after 7 years, so I'm just putting that in. Yeah.
It's a lockdown period, Cyrus. Like, I can't do much. New Zealand to be world test champions.
Yeah. New Zealand, you're calling.
Yes.
Mr. Gang?
I can say that things are unfair and all that, but I can never say that.
सीधा जवाब कभी मिलेगा नहीं.
I will always say that no, but Indian test team has this time, every time they have been in situations where we just do not expect and things are out of them, they have come back and done crazy things. So because of that, they're
like Gaba.
Yeah, so it's like almost the Connor Tigers feeling, which went obviously a lot with Pakistan. So
Adelaide, you come back. Gaba, you win from against the run of play again. Good point.
So I would.
You're thinking with your heart. You're being a Bengali again.
Things are stacked up very against Indian team. It's very situation has made it very unfair and everything. But I would still say India is going to win this.
Karthik, you keep him on the show just for your amusement, no? Tell me the truth. You just because he's so emotional, and that once it's gone inside his ass, now it's not coming out, yaar. Over France, we will diplomatic relations with 22 countries have ceased thanks to this one man in this 1 hour podcast. I can't believe the amount of people he's attacked. And now I can't get the South Africans out of my mind. Now he's put that South African thought in my mind. I'm just thinking 30% of the team is South African. This is not right.
This is little funny, no?
We'll meet after a week, and with any luck, Conway scores the winning run or something. Shit, that's it. That's it. Mbappe to be deported to Germany.
And Conway plays in a very calypso style, incidentally. He plays in a very calypso style. He has a very calypso way of playing. It's
Just keep going, bro. You're on a roll.
bizarre. Yeah.
Wow. Silvery, you seem to be one of those guys who's like, we are speaking German and you're French. Is that it?
No, I'm just thinking that I want India to win. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm the true patriot.
We've gone beyond. It's not like black and white India versus New Zealand. Ganguly ji has explained that we are playing 4 countries. In every sport, every country is 4 or 5 countries, and that's driving him mad. He can't have a Sida conversation after that. You see? Because now you don't, and it's a good point. It's all unclear in your head who's playing for whom and what's happening. Anyway, let's move on. This has been a wonderful podcast. Second worst I've ever been on. Let's go.
All right.
Worst being with my mother. That's just horrible. No one should go through that.
That was a great episode. No, that was a great episode.
Put your mom on. Let's see what happens, bro. It's not easy.
Okay, no, that was terrible.
India is qualified for AFC against Afghanistan. So yeah, by drawing against Afghanistan.
Yesterday. You saw that goal that went outside and came inside, and that was so weird. Yeah.
Ashik Banaya.
But where does this place us? We're still ranked 100 and something, no?
Yeah, but we have qualified for the AFC. What is that? The
Asian Football Championship, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but that doesn't.
The World Cup is not happening.
So not Qatar for sure. But then for the next one, honestly, can we ever be in the World Cup? Just give me a year.
Let's host it, na? Simple. Why take tension about qualifying and all? Just there's a lot of money in this.
Why can't we do what New Zealand cricket does? Why can't I get fought in Brazil or France or whatever? What the hell?
No, just host it. Simple. Don't worry too much about qualification process and all. Just
the great Indian mind.
Yeah.
We'll make up with this. This is why I was so angry with that guy who tried to beat Vishy Anand by cheating that Kamath fellow in that exhibition match. I was really angry. One truly great Indian. We have 10 truly great Indians over the years. Let's be honest. We're not cutting actors and celebrities on these fluff crap shit. Would you respect people? And you've got someone like Vishy Anand, tallest of men in India, and this bugger has the gall. I was really angry. I was like, why would he do that?
Apparently, it has come up that all, like not all, maybe, but apart from Ritesh Deshmukh, 3 of them were using machines, and it is just ridiculous.
So why would they do that? It's an honor to play with this guy. It's for charity. It's all fun. I mean, why would you do that, man?
And have you seen the whole stream? The actor from South, it's sounding so cringy now when he's saying,
Sudeep.
We don't even understand all this E4, E3 you're talking about. We play cricket also, we'll play, and that's how. And Vishwanath Anand most gracefully, he's like, in that case, I would really want to say you play cricket, because this is not that kind of, the game you have played, it's not that kind of game that just if you play a little bit with friends, you're that good. So,
I've had the luck to interview him 3 or 4 times. I've spent some time with him. He's a very normal person and all that is fine, but he also knows he's a genius. So you can't just rub you. When you understand, when you have actually great people, they don't not know they're great. So what the hell are you
that's
doing?
The thing. No, him resigning at that point is the best thing he could have done to corner that guy.
It's like sarcasm, It's like, I mean, what more can he do?
No, it is proper checkmate beyond the boards. It's like,
if you're saying more than that calmer gentleman, why are then Indians who are educated from all these guys are well-heeled Indians? They're not, lower middle class or poor Indians. Why do they not understand that this is what is wrong? For me, this is what is terrible. Not all the other stupid things that people are put in jail for. I find this horrendous that you insult one of the few great people we managed to find in this country, who quietly perhaps has not got enough footage that he should have got first and foremost. And then he goes and does this for charity. This moron, and now you're saying 5-7 morons are there. That's ridiculous. You can't beat him. You don't try to beat him. You just enjoy the fact that you're playing him. Tomorrow, if you get a chance for Jasprit Bumrah to bowl to you, you're not really going to hit him for 6, right? You just tell your grandchildren, I played Jasprit Bumrah bowled 3 balls and I touched it once or whatever.
The fact that he was trying to be slimy around it, because like
He didn't apologize. It was not an apology. You can print
the
it.
apology chodo, like even his second last move, he basically took 4 minutes on an easy move because he wanted to lose but on time and have a stronger position on board. So it would be like, oh hey, I had Vishwanathan Anand on a stronger position and I still lost. But so he was trying to be so slimy about it, and Anand was like, screw you, mate.
And his rating is like mine. You go online, his rating is like, it's a 9-year-old boy. I mean, this is Vishy, 5-time world champion. What the hell are you talking? No, Vishy walked out. He had to, I mean, they lost pace.
He could have been caught because chess, basically how it started was chess.com barring his profile after they found like the accuracy is equivalent to machine. So that would have been probably there. But the fact that became a big news is because, wait, what? Somebody beat Anand? That's obviously a huge deal. So
somebody with an Indian name beat Anand. Okay, the last couple of years he's on his decline, no doubt about that. But can a guy who's an entrepreneur just turn up and beat Anand? I mean, somebody put it beautifully. Can you just wake up and run Usain Bolt?
That's why we love sports, no? Because it's so sacrosanct to us. When somebody trying to do something like that, unethical means it's just so.
My wife said, "Why are you being a hypocrite? It's like Bakra only." I said, "It's not exactly like Bakra. There's, the whole. Yeah, okay. Now he's laughing. So yeah, in a sense, it is Bakra. I take that. But there's also, for me, these are the gods of India. These are the people you don't touch. I got no interest in religious, crap that goes on in our country, but I get really emotional about sports heroes. And we have how many? A few cricketers, this one guy, a couple of badminton players, a couple of tennis players from the past. What's it? At least give them some love, man.
It's literally like you pay money, you lot of in a charity match or in a boxing match with Mike Tyson, and you go and put like metal rings inside your glove and try to knock him out. It's like as shitty as that. Oh God.
The only thing, ironic thing I would like is that anybody who disrespects someone like Anand again, they have to go and spend 2 days in jail with Sushil Kumar.
Ooh.
He's still depressed. वो France अभी भी ये सोच उसके mind में. I can see from here. He's still saying Andre, Jacques, Juva, Mbappe. नहीं. He's still not coming to terms with. Yeah, French नहीं है. We should have him every day for 5 minutes now, because the thing is, he's one of those transparent guys. Now, what you see is what you get. He can't hold back his pain, and he hasn't slept.
During the Commonwealth Games or the Asian Games, when guys from Bahrain and all that athletic side comes in, Abhijit should be here.
Oh wow! And they feel anyone, the rich Gulf countries. They're like, you come here, you're good. Here, the passport, you go. Yeah. Then what, bro? Then what? Chalo, kar lo. I've got to go to doctor and pick up certificate. Huh?
Okay, next one comes in from Abhik Ghosh. He says, in the WTC, should India go with Pant at 6 and Jadeja and Ashwin at 7 and 8, or Vihari at 6, Pant at 7 and 4 bowlers?
Nah, Pant at 6 for sure for me. I want 5 bowlers. You want to win now. There's no point thinking any other way.
I think both options are wrong. Both of India definitely. Yeah, it's.
So what would you prefer? What would your options be?
Jadeja and Ashwin both can't play for sure. It has to be Ashwin, and that's it.
Unless the wicket is, you can predict that the 4th, 5th day will turn crazy. No point.
No, but they have already, the pitchmaker has already said that it's going to probably turn a little bit. It's not not very spinner.
So you can't gamble 2 spinners and waste them on the first innings like that. Seriously. So I think 1 spinner for sure and 4 pace bowlers. And go for I may like Umesh there instead of Siraj. I know that's upset you, but I like
Siraj is swinging. East India's only swinging. He has to play.
We can also get faster on the 2nd and 3rd day. Sometimes, the sheer pace. He'll be the fastest bowler on both sides.
Honestly speaking, I think obviously reputation, everything counts, but form also matters. And Siraj on form is India's best bowler right now. So it would be, for me, it would be harakiri to drop him.
I would not touch Ishant Sharma in these conditions. I will not touch
Ishant Sharma is for sure being there.
For me, he's just most skilled bowler, and he will really use the atmospheric conditions. He's like an English bowler. And then Jasprit, how do you touch Jasprit? So that leaves it's a toss-up.
So Umesh Yadav, for me, with all due respect, I really like the guy, and I know he was very fast and everything, but
you want him as a friend.
Like Umesh Yadav, whatever Umesh Yadav can do, I mean, his skill sets are still, people by like Shami will do better only. So for me,
I'm not talking about him, getting the ball to move off a length or something. I'm just talking about pace. Sometimes
Shami is also fast.
He doesn't get you the wickets also, but you put pressure with the pace bowler, especially in a certain situation.
But Shami is as fast as Umesh Yadav.
It's like a non-tangible issue. that he's bringing. No, he's not as fast. Oh, there's no one faster than Umesh in India. Don't just go by the speed guns. Yeah, he's the fastest bowler by a bit. Shami will get the ball to show 149 here and there. So will Jasprit, but this guy's the fastest. What do you say, Silvery? Just don't mention Mbappe and the French.
I agree with Avik Ghosh. I'm like the first option Avik's is spot on for me.
Okay, you say now. You say, bro, Karthik. What is your opinion on this?
Honestly, yeah.
Foreign one.
Unless you expect New Zealand to just bat once and score 600 in the first innings, you need second innings Shami there. So I'll go with Siraj, Shami, Bumrah, and Ishan.
Also, whole ball. You expect them to bat a little bit also. Kill with the whole ball.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
But then I really don't know between. I actually want both Jadeja and Ashwin because Jadeja needs to be there because he's in the form of his life, at least in terms of Test cricket. And how do you drop Ashwin? Yeah, although he may not be good in these conditions, but how do you drop him?
What type of Tamram are you? What did Ashwin do wrong in Australia, bro? He batted, he bowled, he even fielded well.
But in England, I think it's a bit different. No, in Australia, you still get hard, fast.
Jadeja has the record in England. He has that 86, I think.
Yes.
And
so I'm actually more than the fast bowlers. I'm struggling. I think this will be bigger in terms of who goes.
Openers are left-handed, then it's all right-handed, the middle order, right? More or less, New Zealand.
Yeah.
So you're looking at then the left arm out.
No, but a lot of left-handed, basically. I think 4 or 5 left-handed total.
They do have a decent split there.
You got Williamson. Look at the first test. Williamson, Taylor, 3 and 4.
Yeah, but Henry Nicholls.
Nichols.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's,
and then who's at 6? Watling. Watling is right.
Yeah, and then it'll be either CDG or Daryl Mitchell. But I think the Grandome should play. So that's
Grandome will play, because you need a South African at 7. Yeah. Next.
All right. Next one comes in from Rohit Sharma, not the cricketer, but he asks, talking about cricket, what has happened to England's batting? There seems to be a systemic problem. What do you guys think?
Yeah, they're not, because all these guys keep playing for New Zealand. No,
England's batting was exposed in Sri Lanka. If your guys go back to November, December, they batted badly in Sri Lanka, except for one guy. They won the series because one guy scored 10,000 runs, Joe Root.
Yeah.
They won the first test because one guy scored 500 runs, Joe Root. And then they went downhill. Who batted? There's the only run maker was one guy. They've had no batting. The openers have been horrible. Crawley got a double century a couple of years back, and they thought he was the next big thing. He's not made a run after that. Sibley, not impressive. Attritional batting an opener needs doesn't seem to be there. I think England's in trouble in the top order for sure. Now, once Stokes comes back and Butler recovers from race.
Once these guys come back, Cyrus, here's the thing. Joe Root has never had his best 11 since the Pakistan test when I think Crawley made that 267. Owen Morgan keeps getting the best ODI 11 every time he wants it.
Morgan is the boss.
That is between the English Cricket Board and, how can we... the thing is, where are the openers? You've got Alistair Cook, one of the greats of all time. And then you've suddenly have a plethora of openers. They keep... no one's really held the spot. Now, listen, Rory Burns should make the first 2-3 tests.
He seems
good, yeah. But I don't know. 1, 2, and 3 for me is open.
If India lose to New Zealand, they are going to take all their wrath out on England. And England is definitely going to be crushed in the series, for sure.
Yeah, I think that 1, 2, 3 is exposed. They start playing at 4 for me, more or less. Okay, we'll give Rory Burns an extra chance there. So 2 and 3 is exposed. That's a huge thing to have. We don't have that. Although our second opener spot is in question, I was hoping that we go back to Mayank. Because actually, if you look at his form, Gill has not in 10 tests, he has an average of 30 odd. So if you look at it from match point of view, I think Mayank is really the guy you should have gone with, but whatever. They're both 10 tests, by the way.
The thing is that also Gill his IPL was very suspect, so his IPL was not that great, and
no form to speak of. Yes.
So it honestly kind of depends. I mean, that's again why it is so against India, because they did not have like even one match to see who's in form and who's not.
They played each other. KL Rahul 11 versus Virat Kohli 11, and
every day you can do that. No. So,
it's COVID, third wave. That's what we'll be watching, by the way. So be careful. Okay, guys, last one. I've got to go.
Okay, yeah. This one comes in from Girish Patel. He says, are you guys following Copa America? Messi scored a magical goal yesterday.
Same time. Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't win.
But they drew. They drew 1-1, right?
With Chile, yeah. And this Copa America, it has two.
So Ronaldo.
It has 2 groups of 5. They're going to play each other all once, and then only one team from each group gets eliminated. Let's watch it from the quarters onwards. It doesn't really. It's worse than the third place teams getting qualified from here.
2 games. You can afford to lose 2 games and not bother.
Yeah. Easy.
I like the system. Which is the teams that I support normally, this is always a 50% performance. Yeah.
This is what I think Super 6 something happened once in Cricket World Cup. Like, it was crazy. What is this going on? Yeah.
I miss the old-fashioned tennis style, just quarter semi-final. My match is not good enough to take all these strange things, yeah. Oh, unbelievable. What are they going to do to us? You're simply calculators. It's going to happen in football as well. 24 teams, too much for you.
The 100 is coming as well. The 100 is coming.
100 is coming. 8 teams, but 6 or 8 teams.
Yeah.
8 teams. But quickly, 24 teams, too much for Euro Cup, you think? Maybe 16 would have been better, or you're okay?
I was actually watching 92 and a podcast on 88 and 92 Euros. 8 teams is probably the best. It just seemed every match had jeopardy.
Always a school for thought of quality versus quantity in any sport.
Yeah.
You want to take the top whatever percentage and say, look, these guys are now like dogs in a fight where you can't predict. Which now, of course, because animals come from different.
But that's like starting any tournament directly from quarterfinals. I mean, even Champions League or something like that, you have the group stages. So it's fine. Like, if you have a broader tournament.
But there's more intensity and quality in that format. And if you're a real connoisseur of the game, I think you like that. But if you want to spread the game and the game,
see, because that will anyway come. It'll come to the quarterfinals, and things will get, because if intensity rising with through the tournament is always a great thing. No, right? Otherwise, it's just.
I get.
Yeah.
You like your Hindi films. You want 3 hours. You want a full plot. You want the Bachpan ka story. Then he grows up to be Amitabh Bachchan after interval. Sit through the whole damn thing.
Story arc होना मांगता है ना. Story arc नहीं है तो फिर तो.
Sir ji, racist story arc होना चाहिए. Because otherwise you won't be happy. So last, bro. I've got to go to the hospital. Huh.
All right. Achintya Talapa Datur asks, who are your second favorite teams? I think he's talking about the Euro.
But they meant favorite is different from who they. We didn't ask you favorite. We asked you who you think will win. So is there from the heart, who is the favorite, since we can't support India and Europe?
Second favorite. He wants your second favorite team.
So both 1 and 2, because we haven't he said Germany, I suppose.
Yeah.
Abhijit did, but Karthik is not mentioned.
For me, it's Italy as favorite from the heart and Belgium to win the tournament.
वो बेल्जियम भी तो भूल ही गए यार. हम नेदरलैंड्स और इटली वगैरह बोल रहे थे. बेल्जियम.
Right now they're busy with the G7. It's not easy for them to concentrate on football at the moment, because in the G7 we have been told to spread freedom of expression and open societies, and we said yes. Okay. Bolo jaldi.
Kevin De Bruyne is still to come, and Hazard is obviously fat right now. So
past his best years, but that's what we said of Ronaldo.
He's not past his best years. He's just like
fat.
Kind of gained some weight. So gone towards the
so from
robust
racism,
side.
what do we call this now? This is plain abuse. So you moved in a way. You moved.
I'm talking about sportsmen. Sportsmen, if somebody gets it like you can point
Silvery,
out.
they've got a lovely chemistry, which I don't know if you watched their show, but obviously Karthik just wants to do this show so he can just get into Abhijit's mind, because just get him to vent, and slowly it all comes out.
I think we have to get Abhijit on football now pretty soon.
Done.
To have a full episode. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it will be Germany and Portugal, first and second. Sorry.
For me, it's going to be Mohan Bagan. I've always supported Mohan Bagan from childhood. I'm not going to change.
My grandfather played for Mohan Bagan. Yeah.
Really? Say swear.
Yeah.
Say swear. What's your grandfather's name? I'm googling it right now. Right now.
That level, Google पे आएगा भी नहीं, but you can.
तू कुछ बंगाली सरनेम मत दे दो. तू ऐसा मत बोलो कि सेन या बैनर्जी or something. You give me the full name. I'm googling.
I'm first of all that उतना पुराना टाइम का आता भी नहीं है Google पे उस पे. But Madhusudan Ganguly, he played for Mohan Bagan.
What a great excuse, Abhijit.
अरे नहीं, बात on a serious note नहीं आता यार. मैं क्या करूं? मैंने खुद भी try किया हुआ है मेरे को. Do you think I'm not tried this? I'm not tried to have this print out.
Pre-East India Company, 1659 or something is dating. Rover Cup final. Okay, boys. Sorry, I have to run. See you soon. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye. Abhijit, Karthik, thanks, Silvery. Bye-bye. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you. We need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
We live in an age of disruption, of immense change in every aspect of work, life, and business. But is the old way of doing things truly dead? And are we ever going to stop saying the new normal? Join me, Varun Dugirala, on Advertising is Dead every Tuesday as I talk to entrepreneurs, leaders, creators, and change makers from across business, media, marketing, and beyond to dig a little deeper into how we got here, what we're doing now, and where we're headed. You can catch all the episodes of Advertising is Dead on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from.
If you love cricket, listen up. The Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast is here for you. Hosted by DJ, Varun, and me, Ashwin, we bring a fun, fresh fan's point of view to talking all things cricket. Sometimes it's just the three of us, sometimes we have guests, including current and former international cricketers. For new episodes every week, check out the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast on the IVM app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.